I'm going to admit I don't use IPC-2581, but part of the reason for that is because all the fabricators and assemblers that I work with, none of them use it, right? The fab guys want Gerbers, and I think part of that is because 95% of their customers are giving them Gerbers, so they just kind of throw up their hands and say, screw it, give me the Gerbers. And then the assembly guys like the ODB++, so I always just generate both directly at the same time to make sure that they are consistent, because you brought up the issue of like, well, one set says one thing, the other set says the other thing. You at least want to make sure they're consistent, so generate them at the same time and then hand them off. So those are the formats that I use, and I think a lot of designers are like that, but it seems like the issue here is that either the design community doesn't know enough about this and the value, manufacturers don't know enough about this and the value, or everybody is still stuck in the past because that's what they've been doing for the last 15 years, and there's no impetus to change. So why am I going to stop generating Gerbers?
Right, yeah. Humans hate change, which is normal. Actually, the stats we have is IPC-2581, we think, is around 5% of users actually using it. ODB, according to them, is around 20%. So after 20 some odd years of two intelligent data formats, 3/4 of the world still does it. In Asia, it's funny, you talk to a board vendor, send us your Gerber file. I'm going to send you 2581. Yeah, that's Gerber. They call everything Gerber files. Doesn't matter what the format is. Because that's all they know. It's called Gerber. No, it's not Gerber. It's not Gerber at all. Yeah, we haven't. When we did 2581 at the INEMA, we decided we needed a couple large OEMs. We needed the CAD and CAM software people involved. Otherwise, it's not going to go anywhere. You got to have a few people make it. Now you're seeing large companies. Actually, there's already many that are requiring 2581 to the vendors. As a fabricator, I can't make anyone do it because I'm not their customer. Okay, but if a large company comes in and tells me, the fabricator, in 12 months, I'm not saying you Gerber anymore. You're going to take 2581. Everyone figures it out. I'm going through one right now with a company right now. Say, we're just going to tell your vendors you're not going to send it anymore. And guess what? It'll work. Trust me. Been through this on both sides many times. Yeah, you're right. And these people aren't feeling the user doesn't think they're feeling the pain. It doesn't cost them enough money when it fails. In reality, it actually is costing money in cycle time.
Everybody will figure it out eventually, as long as there's enough push, maybe from customers or from vendors, like you've said, to move to this more modern format.
Yeah, because it requires less human typing when you get the data on both ends, and that's a defect reduction flat out. Yeah, can't trust humans.
Yeah, and I'm sure it will be very nice for people who have to manage this whole process to maybe shorten that email chain significantly if they can. I mean, I know whenever I have to deal with a fab order, I feel like there's just going to be a stream of emails for the next week.
Right.
Some questions, ordering parts. Can you clarify why you didn't include this layer? We see this in the design file, but we don't see it in the Gerbers, on and on and on. Yeah. And it's always something.
And the worst part is the companies, especially in Asia, they're very customer-centric, so they don't want to irritate their customer. So they don't ask 9/10 of the questions that they really have. They just make an assumption. And you never hear about it until you get a board in that doesn't work. There you go. Why didn't you ask that question? Some designers, to be honest, hate having questions coming back because they're busy on the next revision. They don't want to work on it anymore. So they kind of push people. Don't ask me questions. And I ran my groups between the various companies we worked for. I figured we saw probably over 1 million packages come in over the years. Okay, and our rule was ask the question. I'll take the abusive phone call. We want to get them a board that works, not just manufacture, one that actually works. And it's okay. We'll take the abuse. They'll fix things after it becomes painful enough. So yeah, that's kind of an interesting problem.